Okay, whenever you're ready.
So I'll be talking about why everyone should carry a bug-out bag with them. Benjamin Disraeli once said, "I am prepared for the worst, but hope for the best." This quote goes along with many things in life, including my topic. I felt that everyone should be prepared for the worst. My presentation will show everything to know about a bug-out bag and how to use some of the key components to surviving in emergency situations. Okay, so why do you need a bug-out bag? So obviously emergency situations don't happen all the time, they're rare, but you never know what's going to happen to you. For example, stranded in a car can happen easily when you're out just driving around, and you don't have anywhere to call, you don't have any service. So here's an example, just out in the snow. And it's not just with cars or anything, it's with hiking, camping, and with hiking and camping come injuries a lot, and some other things are blackouts of your house, house fires, tornadoes, other natural disasters, and I think everyone should keep one at work, home, and in your car. So what's inside? You can put literally anything inside of them, but these are some of the things, and pretty much anything to help you survive in these situations. So any condition, kind of plan out where you live, where you're going, and so obviously like a knife and emergency tool is most important, and food, water, first aid, water filtration, fire starter, all those things are involved in everything that comes inside of this. So some of the needs, just kind of the main things you have to have in there would be food and water. But so here is an example of like the food that you should have. It's like a 72-day plan or something like that. And basically how it works is you just open the bag and then you boil water and pour it in there, and it basically cooks itself in I think it's like 2 or 3 minutes, something like that. And this is something that I have in my bag. There's just little packets of drinking water that you can just bust open real quick. And shelter is a big part of this as well, so you need to have the knowledge to build your own shelter. You should have extra clothing. Have a container so you can carry water from one place to another while you're traveling. And this here, you can put it over a fire to boil your water. And first aid kit is always important too. So shelter, there's just a couple examples of how you can build your shelter. Say you're hiking or camping, you get hurt, and you need a place to stay for overnight. And this kind of this 3 steps here that you could do is just kind of find a fallen down limb and place it up against a tree, and then make like angles here. You can tie it with rope, or if it's stable enough, you can keep it that way. And this is kind of the end result. So you have like leaves, like shows example there, to kind of like put over it to protect you from rain and wind. And then here's an example for snow. I think this one's most important because you kind of have to have this if you're stranded in the snow. So I like this. These two are similar, like these snow caves, but I like this example better. And it kind of just shows you that you need to block the doorway from the wind and snow. And as crazy as it sounds, you should have snow around you in the cold because it protects you from the wind. And so it kind of shows how the cold air sits down low, and you should be on the middle level with the fire up here, and that kind of just keeps you warm while it vents out from the snow. And then this bottom example is showing how you dig out into a tree if you're in those conditions, and you just lay branches across you from the snow. And then there's a snow trench there, but I don't really like that one either. So fire, most of you obviously know how to use a lighter, but you probably don't know how to create a fire without it. And so these are just some examples, but this triangle here kind of shows you how fire works. You need oxygen and fuel, but first step is your location of the fire, where you choose to build it, and the materials needed. So you'd start off with some like leaves and some tinder to kind of create a spark here, and you just keep building. You put more sticks and bigger logs on, and this is kind of the example of building around it. So water. You're going to need water. You're going to have to find water, and this goes along with the bug-out bag because I recommend the straw. So this guy's drinking out of a stream here with a straw, and it just is a filter for the water. And then I'd say the second best way to do it is just boil unclean water, and that cleans most of it out. And then there's this natural filter system down here, and then the urination method. I can tell you after this. I don't need to explain that now. And then A good way is a gutter system as well. If you're in a rainforest or something, you just collect water by leaves and it comes down into your bucket. So miscellaneous. These are some of the items that you could have in there, but they're not needed, I guess. Just some rope and paracord, just utensils for eating, fishing kit, slingshot, and flares. I think those are all important as well. And navigation, I find this kind of cool actually. So in the case that you don't have a compass and you're trying to find your way, everyone knows or most people know that sunrise in the east and sunset in the west, but most of the time, more moss will grow on the north side of rocks, and on the south side of trees, spider webs will be present most of the time. And to conclude, most people do not even think or are aware of what could happen to them while traveling or even in their own home. Tragic events happen quicker than you think when you would least expect it. Because of the rare cases that people experience, you should carry a bug-out bag in your car and at home to be sure that you are prepared for any situation.